Hello, all. I went to brunch with a girlfriend. I haven't had brunch, Sunday fun day, in a while, and so it was nice. Nice conversation. Such an interesting community I live in. I tell you what. I'm sure everybody could probably relate to that at this point. In dementia. My goodness. Golly, the conversation went thick. It went deep. And then I came home and I went down the rabbit hole a little bit. I was like, oh, the plot thickens. It's ridiculous to me. I'm very animated. I am who I am. I walk how I walk. I talk how I talk. It is what it is, right? Like, same thing with everybody else outside of me, right? Like, I say all of these things in regards to me, but it's the same thing in regards to every other person, right? They are who they are. They talk how they talk. They walk how they walk. I mean, it's one of those things. It's a duality. It's a diplomacy that you just see very evidently, very clearly. People move in a lot of insecurities. That's clear as day. And if you're somebody that doesn't, it ruffles a lot of feathers. It does. I wasn't supposed to step into this power. I wasn't supposed to step into this knowledge. I wasn't supposed to be here at this point. I mean, that's evident. That's evident. Based on everything I've been through with my life, that's clear as day, right? I mean, we can all gather ourselves and come up with that conclusion. And so it's one of those things. Golly, though, I tell you, you don't really recognize the strings and the strongholds that the system can hold on your family and your family dynamics when it comes to money and when it comes to just status quo and how deep and deceptive and corruptive it can really go into the lengths people will go to acquire said things. Whether it's scapegoat somebody, whether it's plan people. Ooh, did you see that? Whether it's planning people's demise, planning people's passing before they've even passed, creating illusions and tactics around them so they take their own life. It's very unique, to say the least. You know, I went down the rabbit hole with my girlfriend and explained some different things in reference to the timeline of my family and the uniqueness of it all. And I think a big issue within my story is that there's probably a lot of stories compared to mine that are very mirroring. So if the full truth came out, there's probably a lot of people that would be like, wow, there's a lot of similarities within my family dynamics that mirror and resonate with hers. And it then poses a lot of rabbit holes and investigations that may very well transpire. And that's something that just came to me because I just picked up on a few things in reference to my uncle, his wife, my cousins of the living, and all of those that are no longer of the living. And it's very unique, to say the least. And I don't think people understand the gravity and the magnitude in reference to the deep-seated roots within the family dynamics in the bloodline. Your grandfathers, their grandfathers, they're on this earth, right? And money and status quo can make people do really off-the-wall crazy things. Just ask everybody that's flaring right now and acting obnoxiously weird and strange and peculiar. As well as all of those on the other side of the fence that have been blackmailed or coerced to do things that they don't want to do, but they didn't have a choice. You know, that's the thing with choices. People don't understand in this little web, in this little tangle that we all live in reality, that given the structures of the system and the psychological warfare and the manipulative warfare that we've all faced for years, that there is a presence of circumstances in reference to the 3-letter digits, in reference to the military presence. I guarantee you, if Charlie was of the living, he would vouch for these things. And understanding that there's so many people that walk among us that you would have no idea where they get their side hustle from, what they're a part of, the organizations they're a part of, the bloodline, things of this nature, in reference to the part that they play into it. The part that they play. Because when said status quo and said financial gain, and when said fame is dangled in front of you, because we've been conditioned to think that's when you make it big. That's what we've been conditioned to think. So when these things are dangled in front of you, what is one gonna do? It's gonna take the bait. It's gonna take the bait. We've been conditioned to think these things. And when you're somebody that doesn't operate in that, well, you go against the system. You'll go against the norm, the normalcy of, this is not how you're supposed to act. You're going against the matrix. You're going against what you know, right? Just ask Candace. She'll vouch for it. Just ask a lot of people. Anna Kasparian. I said her name right this time. Just ask Tucker. Baron. Ian. Right? And this is where you start recognizing the true reality of the system that we've been raised in and how deep-seated it is and how gross. And that's where you have to start learning to hone in on yourself, your spirituality. Do you dance with your ego? Do you move and operate in ego? Does money equate your value? Are you willing to do anything for a buck? Especially when you know your conscience is telling you not to do it. Because at the end of the day, when you go against your conscience, you're only hurting yourself. You're not hurting anybody else outside of that. You're just hurting yourself because you have to live with the choices that you made in that mere day. And then karma, retribution is going to hit you down the road, whether that's in your health, whether that's in your family dynamics, whether it's finding true love, whether it's finding a good work atmosphere, whether it's having difficulties in friendships, in your marriage, and all kinds of different facets. It just does. That's the evolutional law of what above, so below, which is so prevalent in the Bible. We've been conditioned to think that the Bible isn't truly real in the matter of the reality of evolution and what is constantly existing around us 24/7, because the higher power spirit, the Holy Spirit, is within us. So if something is within us, how would it not be prevalent in the atmosphere? How would it not? That doesn't make logical sense. And these are all things that have been proven. And so it's one of those things. I hope this video resonated. I went a bit deep. I went a bit far, but it's one of those things that you're going to have to engage and walk down the rabbit hole in reference to understanding the full entire design of the matrix, of government officials, of the politicians, of the entire money side of things, of everything is like a bot, right? And you live your life strategically planned the way that they tell you to be planned. And when you choose to go against that grind and they no longer have control over you, you're going to be placed on the black web. You're going to be looked at. You're going to do all these things, especially when you've had people, onlookers, watch you a vast majority of your life, if not all of it. If not all of it. Right? And again, I'm not saying everything that I talk about is in reference to anything that can be relatable to the person receiving at this point, because we've all been conditioned in a manipulative psyop program.